pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll try.
Have the roll call.
Marvin Berkner,
Here.
Jim Clarida,
Here. Well done.
Luther Williams,
Here.
Debbie Cook. We have no one yet appointed.
Okay, we have a quorum. Is there the minutes of the last meeting? Have an approval for the minutes of the last meeting.
So moved.
Okay, second. So approved.
All those in favor?
Our first case.
Mark. I want to call for
It was.
in a second. Just say all those in favor.
Can't hear you.
Hit a motion in a second to approve the minutes. Just say all those in favor.
Voting, you need to vote on the minutes.
Oh yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Minutes have been approved.
Gotcha.
Our first case tonight in old business is Timothy and Monica Evans, 147 East 50 South in Valparaiso, Morgan Township, low density single family development, 5.07 acres. The motion to deny because of a withdrawal of the request to allow homeschooling with hands-on learning for children with special needs. All we need to do is that a voice vote or
Yes.
a ballot vote?
No, it's voice.
All in favor of denying this case, say aye. Aye. Opposed? This case is denied. I did have a question. What do you know why they withdrew it?
She just withdrew it, but we need a motion and we need a second.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to deny case UV 2024-66.
Second. A motion's been made to deny and second. So all in favor of denial, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Case is denied. Did they not get necessary?
They withdrew.
Well, yeah, but there was, you don't know why, huh?
No, she just decided she's
Okay.
going to move forward. I think it was personal reasons.
The new business case for the public hearing, I'm going to read the rules of conduct. At a public hearing before the board, the petitioner or the proponent shall first present the facts and arguments in support of the case. Those who oppose the petitioner shall follow. The petitioner shall then have rebuttal time at the conclusion of those opposing the petition. Those opposed shall then be allowed a total of maximum of 10 minutes to review any new statements made by the petitioner and to impose any time limitations on either the petitioner or the respondent and limit the public comment to those determined by state statute to be interested parties. Written remonstrances shall be accepted by the board but need not be read into the board's record. This then concludes the public hearing. To maintain orderly procedure, each side shall proceed without interruption by the other. All material presented by the petitioners and or the remonstrators or supporters to the petition, including photographs, shall become the property of the board and a part of the record. Our first case is Justin Holland, 690 North, 50 West in Valparaiso, Liberty Township, Rural Residential District, 4.25 acres, to allow the existing residents on the parcel. Mr. Jason?
Yep. Justin Holland.
I just want to give a little background that this parcel, he just purchased this in 2022. Justin?
Yeah.
Okay. The structures that are on this parcel have been on this parcel since 1924. He went into the health department to upgrade his septic, and that's when he knew that there was 2 residents on one parcel. So there's 2 residents on one parcel, and that's what he's coming in here for. So, but all the structures have been there. There's nothing being built. Everything's been existing since I think 2007. They did like a subdivision control and separated that parcel from the one that adjacent to it. So I just want to give a heads up that it's not anything new. These structures have been there. He's just trying to upgrade his septic system. All right, Justin, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the long and the short is there's a main house.
You have to state your name and address first.
Justin Holland, 17 Dunes Forest Trail, Porter, Indiana. So there is a house that's existing that my son lives in, and there is another house that when they separated the land, that they put a road across the leach field for, and basically destroyed it. So since the leach field that is on there needs to be upgraded anyways, we were hoping to hook that back into the same leach field, getting properly sized, obviously, and allow my mother, who is getting a little bit older and having a hard time handling her stairs at her house, to live in a flat house 5 minutes from my son. Long walk.
Okay.
That's it.
Let me see.
That's the right one, yeah.
You sign it to wish you very brother board. We have two people here tonight, two folks. Patrick, I can't read your last name. Patrick, are you here?
I don't think he's for this case. Is it for case UV 2025-5?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what he signed.
Oh, then he signed the wrong one. That's not the one he needs to be on.
Oh, he signed the wrong one.
And then
And then there's to call the
they
other.
both signed the wrong one.
Okay, then there's Medina.
Yeah, she signed the wrong one too. They want to be on.
Okay, these are both
Yeah,
speaking
they're
in
supposed to be
favor
on
of
the
the.
last case.
Okay.
So they signed the wrong one. Apologize.
Okay, so nobody is signed in to speak against anybody wants to speak against this case here? Then I'll call the first proponent for the case. Is Patrick Warfick? Not here. And then Moderna, is there Moderna here?
No, hang on, what did you?
No, that's the same.
No,
Yeah.
they signed the.
These two must be on A.
For the case, right?
Yeah, this is signed. They signed the wrong one. It should be on.
Oh,
Wanna be
okay.
They want to be on this,
the last.
the last one. So they should all 3 be on here.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
Yeah.
there's no one that signed in for this one.
Okay,
So-
nobody signed for or against this case. Is it?
Let me go ahead and take this and have them sign this.
And I'm going to open it to the board.
Do we
Well,
close public comment?
Let's do this real quick. Is there anybody that would like to speak for or against this current case?
I have a question.
If that's up,
I don't go one way or another.
come on up to the mic, ask your question, to give us your name and address,
I
and
want to make sure this is associated with a pond.
There's a pond.
state your name and address.
Sue Williams, and I live 70 West, 700 North. So the only question I have, I don't have any problem with the situation at all. We have a pond, and we have somebody that we call to
Mhm.
keep the pond um, with aqua and all this stuff, and keep all
Mhm.
the things fresh and so forth. There's quite a bit of money that goes into that sometimes.
We know.
Yes, is that everybody on the parcels submits so much money.
Right.
In the case you have.
Right.
So in the past they have. So I just wanted to make sure that when we have two, that would be two people.
Okay. I mean,
Let's address your comments to the board, please. He'll answer your questions,
Oh, okay.
but address your comments to the board.
So the question, I guess, would be, we have a fee, like it's not a homeowner's because we don't have homeowners, but with every parcel of land, we have agreed that we submit so much money. Let's say it's $400 for the keep of the pond. We all live and have rights to the pond.
Okay.
So now there will be two buildings on that.
well, the building's already there, to be honest. We're just
Right.
putting it back to the way it was originally.
Correct.
So-
And Tom, there was another person prior to you living there. So we had the Franzens living there,
Okay.
and then they had the same building.
Mhm.
Tom lived there, and he also
Pitched in.
has to submit.
I mean, that's fine.
Just FYI.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, the other thing that I'll talk to you later about it, but I think we
That does,
decided.
Steve, we'll wait till after she's
Yeah.
finished,
He's finished.
then you can make your comment.
I that's my only question.
He was just answering her question.
Yeah, not a problem. So, and I got other ideas for the pond, but I'll talk to you later. Not here.
Great.
Are you good? Anyone? I'm good. Okay, good.
Is there anyone else that'd like to speak? Or, okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and respond to her.
Like I said, I have no problem with what she asked for us.
All right. Luther, you got anything?
Yeah, this property was split, is that correct?
Correct.
And before it was split, there was the smaller house had its own leach field, is that correct?
Correct.
But when it was split, the leach field is on
The other side.
the other side,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't have a leach field for that property.
Correct.
Okay.
So we've been working with Soil Solutions to get a design put together that's going to be big enough for both houses.
Okay.
'Cause it needs to be replaced anyways. It's
Okay.
60, 70 years old. So
Jim, do you have anything?
Just so I'm clear, you just need the variance so that you can even get the septic system.
correct.
And you're not building anything.
No, that's already there.
All are existing. I don't really have an issue with it.
And it had plumbing. I mean, it was actually a house. Like there's the old kitchen. So as an example,
You have who's living in the house?
the one that we're trying to put back, nobody's living there now because it's
Okay.
doesn't. You can't use the toilet.
There's no septic.
The only thing I have to say about this property is the condition of the property is pretty bad.
Okay.
A lot of junk.
Okay.
When I drove in, I talked to somebody there. I don't know who.
Probably my son.
Oh, okay, well, one of the things that I would like to recommend to the board here is that this place be cleaned up.
Okay.
The junk
Fair.
be removed, especially the front yard and along the side, going back to that beautiful home back there
Mhm.
that somebody built. And so that would be part of anything that I would.
We can submit it to the code enforcement officer to have him go out there and check it.
Okay.
Does that sound like an idea?
Yes. We have any other questions?
I guess more for Scott. So traditionally, we do something like this. We do it for a time period, or you just approve it.
Because we're fixing a historical issue
Sure.
that would not happen now.
Sure.
Yeah.
There is no other way to move forward with individuals attempting to do the right thing at this point in time and get a septic fixed. We're now in a position to bring them as much into compliance as we can from the 100 years of plan that's gone on the property.
You could put in the motion that it has to be a blood relative, or how do they word Scott, with its family member, or that's okay.
Okay, ready for a motion?
Make a motion we approve case UV 2025-5 with the conditions of submitting to code compliance as previously mentioned, and also with the stipulation that only close relative can ever use the second residence.
If during some period down the road, the person living there now is not there, you can't rent this out, you know.
That's fine.
This can't be used as a rental property.
That's fine.
So that,
It'll eventually be me. So
so you understand.
That's my motion.
Any
Do we have a second?
period of what?
I have a question for council.
Yes, sir.
If for the last 100 years, has the house been there 100 years?
I don't know
1904.
about 100, but it's all the structures there have been there a long time.
The assessor's property card, it's 1924.
Yeah,
Okay. So my question is, can we limit the ability for him to only rent this to a relative? If it's been there and they've been using it, for anybody that wanted to rent it for 100 years.
Well, it hasn't been rented though. They're just now putting septic and everything in. Go ahead.
Has the second residence, has it been traditionally a rental unit or is it a family unit?
It's been nothing to this point. It's been useless because we bought it after they destroyed the leach field.
So you've never,
So, right.
and there's no one currently residing.
Correct.
Given that, I believe we can do the motion.
Okay.
We need a second.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve. It's a ballot vote.
Pen's not writing. I got it
You got it.
to write.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
You're welcome. Motion for case UV-2025-5. Jim Clarda, yes. Luther Williams, yes. Marvin Berkshire, yes. You've been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, folks.
good luck.
You'll have help with everything. You're welcome.
The next case is case UV 2025-7. Austria Medina, Lot 7 on Ostrid Drive in Clearwater Subdivision in Valparaiso, rural residential, to allow storage of landscaping business equipment, existing garage, work trucks within the lot.
Okay, can I get a little background on this?
Mhm.
I did some research and there's no house on this parcel.
Got one of those? Okay.
Looks like the gentleman that owned the house split the parcel, sold the house to one person and sold the garage to, I'm assuming these people. So they have
Right.
no house on their property. All it is a garage.
Okay, would you like to state your case for the board, please? State your name and address first.
Hi, my name is Jose Ochoa. I live in 1359 Mascarata Drive here in Valparaiso, Indiana.
And I'm Austria Medina, and I also live in 1359 Mascatatuck Drive. So we purchased this parcel in 2023. Like she said, the garage was already there, and our intention was to use it for storage. We use it for personal storage, but we were also using it for business storage, like wheelbarrows and other stuff, landscaping stuff. Nothing is outside the property. There's no bricks. There's no gravel. Nothing outside the property. The only thing outside the property is 3 dump trucks and a trailer that are really barely there because like the shop. The employees get there, they get the stuff they need, they get the work trucks, and they leave their cars there. There's never anything parked outside the property. Everything's in the driveway or inside the property. There's no extra propaganda. There's no extra advertisement of the business, except whatever's on the cars, like the logo and stuff. When we purchased the property, there was trailers. There were some dump trucks in the property that were used before the owner for years. So we had no idea that was a residential lot and not a commercial. Even though almost across from us, 2 houses down, it's the Lakes and Parks Department and then Family Express, like right around the corner. So I get it that we have been there for almost 2 years. We had, I think, one complaint, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure if that complaint is about if it's the noise or just the cars being parked in the driveway. We have a business. It's been 10 years or so that we have it. A lot of our supplies that we buy and spend is in the community. 90% of the stuff we buy is within business, family-owned business in the area. So we don't buy from big companies like Menards and other stores. 90% we spend in the community. We are creating jobs for the people in the community as well. And we're just trying to make a living and grow the company. And this was, seemed like a good place to start. So we still use the garage. It's a 2-door garage, and we still use it for storage of our personal property, like four-wheelers and things like that. So
Yeah, we bought it from George. He's the owner of the horses. So he used to, when I first went in,
State your name and address.
my name is
He
Jose
did.
Ochoa. Yes, I did.
he did at the beginning.
We bought it from Mr. George. He's the owner of Horses Landscaping. And then when I first went and take a look of the area of the lot, I feel kind of comfortable with it because he told me that he was there already for 10 years using the garage as a storage. And he had when the first time that I went and checked it out, it was his truck and his trailer with the logo of the Horses Landscaping Company in there. He also used to own the garage right across the street from mine. And he still owns the house. It's a 2-story house. It's a green house with a beige siding that he's renting. Now, last year, he used to rent it for these people that were having I know my neighbor across the street from me. He was having problems with the kind of people. They don't live there anymore, but they leave a ton of trash in that area.
Oh, and then I also want to add on that, that's a end street, and there were potholes of the size of craters. And my husband and the neighbor across, I think his son is here too. They paid to gravel the road twice,
Yeah, nobody complained about that.
because there were holes huge, and so
I spent one day with 3 guys compacting those holes with gravel and running the compactors back and forth.
because it was you couldn't drive, especially if it rained. There were puddles everywhere. So they did that twice, and like I say, they chipped from their own pocket to gravel the end of the street, or the whole street actually.
It was about 200 feet that we fixed, 200 to 300 feet.
Okay. Is there anyone here to speak in favor or against?
What's the subdivision?
I'm going to open the questions for the board. Jim, you got any?
You want to close the public hearing?
Yeah, close the public hearing.
Okay.
Sorry. Any comments?
Here too, Scott.
Luther?
Very low. Go ahead, Tom.
He split this.
Now, I apologize, I didn't look at the parcel. From what, I didn't understand you too well, but you bought this and the van before had stored stuff outside.
Inside
Inside and outside.
and outside.
Property. Correct. For years.
Time.
Yes, for about 10 years here.
Okay.
Well, that's certainly a dilemma. Let's see what the other people have to say.
I was just gonna make a comment. If this were to go through, I would be I would want to make sure that everything is stored inside. You know, no landscaping bricks or
Mm-mm.
bags of dirt or anything outside.
No.
At the most, a truck in the driveway, no street parking.
Correct.
This isn't where you don't run your business out of this, right? This is just a
No,
store.
this is just pretty much storage. We couldn't get an address, like a mailbox for that property.
Like, how much traffic would you say on a daily basis or weekly basis is people coming and going from this spot?
I see early morning, like around 7:30, probably 3 cars that pass for there. That's about it.
Well, we have 3 employees and my husband, so I would say 3-4 people will come in.
Are they going there daily to get things?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Twice a day, like once in the morning, get stuff.
Maybe
Once-
once in the morning, once in the evening when they have to drop off. And it's not early in the morning, like 6 in the morning. It's usually like 7:30, sometimes 8. And the latest they usually show up is 5 o'clock, 5:30. No weekends, no holidays.
Is this personal already?
I think I'd be okay with it as long as we had conditions where nothing was stored outside. Maybe did it for a short period of time to make sure there was no complaints as far as traffic, safety, noise.
You want to make a motion to approve? One
My recommendation is I think we need to take another look at this and get a little bit more information before.
I would like that too.
I'm not suggesting that you're going the wrong direction. It's just this needs to be unpacked a little bit more before we do.
Seems like a pretty dense residential area.
And
It is.
and it is a dense residential area. It feels like they're innocent third-party purchasers, so it's not really necessarily their issue at this point, but it is their issue. So
Right. We got stuck with this.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like the garage was already in the property, so how did they get through and where they sell?
It's the same way the one across the street from me. It's another garage.
I'm going to ask you a personal question. I'm assuming you did not have to use financing to buy this.
We did not.
No, we did not.
That's why it made it.
Hmm.
If it was financed through a financial institution, it would have never gotten sold.
Mm-hmm.
That's the slippery course to get through. I would just ask for at least another 30 days to wrap our arms around it, and I'm continue it,
I'm good with that.
and because
Very tempting.
I think we might have another one exact type situation on the screen. Look to your left. I mean, to your right. You see the two 50s next to each other?
I do. Same, looks like same situation.
I can't click on it to see if it's the same owner, but
Oh, that's my neighbor across the street.
yeah.
And like I say, they did it. I mean,
This what they did with this one. This is another
If-
garage in a house.
if
Wondering how
This is
a
the-
small parcel would.
You can't. So, in a very high level, I think it's only coming in here with a survey and a deed. You get somebody to come in, put down the legal, you put it on a deed, and you go record it.
so how the
If it's financed, it blows up because the bank wants to know, is this a buildable lot
Sure.
in the proper zone? The banks have ramped that up to the point where in our old pyramid scheme of zoning where you could do anything below you but not above you, we started to have banks come back and say, well, on a commercial loan, we want it to be a commercial property. On a residential loan, we want it on a residential property. So that's how we don't get more of these. But just here, we have two on the screen. So again, this isn't directed at them, but we have a problem that I think we need to put our arms around before we start to solve it. If it's just two properties, maybe that's a different solution to something a little bit more widespread.
If we continue or till the next meeting.
Because we're making a substantial step here. I mean, we're taking a piece of residentially zoned property that was platted, I mean, it's subdivided. That's even we're not in a meets and bounds situation. So 30 days would be my request before we attempt to fix this.
Make a motion to continue this for 30 days, UV 2025-7,
So, it will be continued to the next meeting,
next meeting.
which will be March 19th at 5:30. Okay?
That's my motion.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made. Is there a second?
Yes.
Motion been made and seconded. To continue this case for 30 days, March 19th.
We need to vote.
All those in favor?
Do we need a ballot vote or?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? A motion carried 3-0. Our next case UV 2025-7.
Shade.
Austria Medina.
No, we're on -8, Marv.
Oh, this is -8. I'm sorry. Cole Garrison, 452 West, 700 North, in Valparaiso and Portage Township, rural residential district, 1.9 acres, to permit business activities, including the parking of vehicles and trailers on the property.
Cole Garrettson, 452 West 700 North, Valparaiso, Indiana. I run a small dumpster rental and junk removal company out of my home. I shouldn't say out of my home. I park my trailers there. I would like to continue doing so. I don't have any employees show up. It's just me. At the most, there's maybe 3-4 trailers there. And I don't cause excessive noise. I don't even really go over there until I drop my kids off at school in the morning. So not wee hours in the morning to wee hours of the night. I simply just need a spot to store my trailers during nighttime hours and sometimes daytime hours. Most of the time they're rented out. I don't have any junk there. As I've explained, this is my home, so I don't want any junk there either. Anybody can come by anytime. It does not smell. It's simply a dump trailer and a roll-off trailer and a pickup truck. And I have 2 acres, so in the back bottom left there is where it would be. I brought a neighbor here with me to speak on my behalf, to say that I'm not out there just causing a loud disturbance or a large smell. That's all I have. I mean, I brought pictures to show what it would look like when all the trailers are there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, do you want to close?
Sure.
Board?
The pictures have to be submitted and they have to remain in the file.
Sure. I'm sure you guys have Alan's out there. I don't know if you guys have.
Okay.
Oh, they're right here. Also on this complaint.
It's hard to see, but they're roll.
Yeah, it's a excuse me. It's a gooseneck roll off, so it's not like a CDO large roll off truck. It's like a trailer roll off. It's 14 foot long.
Is there anyone here to speak for?
For or against?
Nobody.
He's here for me.
There's a microphone. There's a microphone right there.
Right here.
Yes, right up front.
Yep.
State your name and address.
Sure. My name is Timothy McDonald. I live at 699 North, 450 West, Valparaiso, Indiana. Right across the right across the street from Cole. He bought his house approximately the same time I bought my house. I was the first neighbor I pretty much met. All I can say is I've never heard, he's been a great neighbor. Whenever I need anything help, he'd come by. He takes care of his property real well. He's never noisy, never nothing. I never heard anything at night, anything like that. I just found, I don't know anything about this case wise, but I just know what kind of person he is.
Okay.
I did have another neighbor that's gonna be here tonight in the Wolf Mansion. His wife.
Anyone else to speak? Are you finished?
What's that?
Are you finished?
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Anyone else to speak for or against?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on up.
Yeah, there's a microphone on that end.
Sorry. So
This one doesn't even sound like it's on. Barely. Not like that one.
I don't want to get too
You can-
near. Okay. Yes, Patrick Wagser. My property is the one.
State your name and address.
Sorry. Patrick Wagser, WAGSER, 458 West, 700 North. It is the property located on the west side of the property. Exactly. Yes. So I've already submitted a complaint. He's violating the setback laws. 25 feet. He's within 9 feet. And I've unfortunately submitted a packet that's like 20 something pages long to you guys. Sorry. Anyways, the initial reason that I'm doing this is
Pack it in today. That's why you have it.
yes.
Oh,
Sorry. Yes.
yeah, we have it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
There's
time to go through it.
So yes, these roll-off dumpsters are very dangerous. They and you have to back them up. So you imagine a truck with a 17-foot thing. So the issue is that not other than potential, toxic and everything like that. This is my son. Loves trucks. So the
You have to stand.
oh yes sorry.
You have to stand right
So
when they have the packet
oh yeah.
and address the board.
So the initial issue is that he ran over to the dumpster. So the neighbors on my right have a variance. I don't have an issue with it. They groom dogs. Great neighbors. Love them. This is a completely different situation. This is an attractive nuisance. So he ran over there thinking it was a truck, whatever. I thought it was cool. He couldn't see him. 70-foot trailer, and he could have just been killed. These are roll off. They tip all the way up. That's how they actually roll them off. It's not like and then you unhook them. They roll off. They extend all the way up, 17 feet, and roll off. And he's backing up the whole way. So that's my primary issue in addition to the packet that I gave you. So short and simple is attractive nuisance. I think the board would be willful and wanton if they granted this variance.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I was walking all around.
Anyone else for or against? I'm going to close the public hearing. Public hearing's closed.
Oh, he gets to.
Oh, we gotta.
He's gonna answer
You
the
have to.
question.
Yeah. What have you?
Sure. I also have 3 small children. Whatever situation he just mentioned did not happen whatsoever. I have no idea where that came from. It's on my land. I'm very careful with what I do in my work. And if it helps, I'm outside of the truck when the dumpsters roll off and on. I have a complete 360 view. That situation about his son running over, that did not happen. That's completely made up. This guy's been harassing me and coming over taking pictures to the point where I've had to put a trespass warning in on him. So that story that's invalid. But I have 3 small children myself, so I could see how that could be an issue, but I'm very careful as it is. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, anyone else want to speak? Yes.
So,
My name is Katie Wagster. I also live 458 West 700 North, this property to the left. He's got 1.9 acres. We've lived there for 6 years. We have a sandbox, a swing set, and a playhouse. Right behind our house, there's a pear tree there. Our kids play back there. We've got 4 small kids. This lot comes 9 feet from my property line. So if you look to the very left of his, it's not by his house. He doesn't have the truck noise coming up next to the kids' bedrooms. He doesn't have a big old truck and little kids that want to watch and see it. That's next to my lot. And it's disruptive. It is noisy. If you've ever heard a diesel truck coming up and you hear it, as soon as the truck leaves the driveway, my son runs over to the window to see where the big truck is. It's an attractive nuisance. It's not safe. This is a residential area. We bought this house so that we would have land for our kids to play and not have to worry about the cars and everything. We wanted land for our kids. We've had it for 6 years with no issue. Now all of a sudden he wants to start a dumpster business, which is fine, but it doesn't have to run next to my yard. The dumpsters don't need to be parked next to my yard. Resale value will drop from having a dumpster lot next to my yard. There's so many other issues. Have a company, run your company, but it's not safe for my children, and it's not fair to the neighbors. You can't just buy a house and then all of a sudden decide this is the business I want to start because there's space. This is a residential area. There's no other businesses like this around. This isn't something people are doing in the area. And so besides the safety issue, it's a nuisance, and it's going to affect resale value down the road. So.
Okay, thank you.
Rebuttal. As far as the resale value goes, they don't strike me as somebody who's worried about a resale value. Their house hasn't had siding up until this year, and now it's 2 different colors. And as far as the safety concerns go, I mean, there's nothing stopping them from putting a fence up if they're that concerned about it. There's 3 other residences in that area that have commercial zoning. I don't see an issue with what I'm doing. It's simply storage. I don't have any employees showing up. It's not wee hours of the morning, wee hours into the night. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? I'm going to close the public hearing. Luther?
You mentioned that there were commercial next door to you.
Yeah, the Wolf Mansion has a commercial zoning. I believe the guy across the street does as well. He's got trucks and trailers parked over there, Bobcats running all day, and then a couple houses over also.
Commercial?
Okay. What are you going to do if we don't approve this?
Well, the Wolf Mansion zone OT, but that's office and technology.
I don't know. I just
The other
talked to him.
ones might have a use variance though, and they're not.
Okay.
zoned, but they're like the dog grooming.
Gotcha.
Luther, anything else?
Yes, that's all.
Jim?
I guess I'm kind of curious your answer to his question as far as what if we don't grant this? What your alternative?
I'm gonna have to spend an extremely large amount of money to park them somewhere else on a commercial lot somewhere. This wasn't supposed to be permanent. It was really until we grew large enough to transfer to a commercial lot. This is really the starting point of the business. It's not a permanent thing.
And how many trailers do you have right now?
2 trailers, but 3 are, like I said, it's a roll off. So 3 of them roll off into the 1 trailer. So it would be a total of 3 slots.
Are you trying to scale this business more? Are you looking to get more?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. There would be no more than what I have there now, or had there now. Is what I'd be bringing there. That would be it.
I guess I got kind of a question. What's the difference between like what he's trying to do, or kind of like me that has car trailer, enclosed motorcycle trailer?
Personal use versus making money.
For sure.
That's the line.
So that's okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a commercial venture. The problem I have with this, your property is right on the corner of the busiest intersection probably in South Haven area or North Porter County. The county road, 425?
452. Yeah,
450
700.
Wolf Road.
goes all the way from Route 30 to Route
Sure.
6. And that four-way stop in front of your house is a heavily trafficked area.
Yes.
The other thing is, when you have a business like this, or when you have outdoor storage, you're going to be doing landscaping business, right? Or
No.
mowing grass
No, I just simply store the trailers there. I rent them out.
is what?
I rent them out.
Oh.
So I don't. There's no debris or anything. It's simply trailers parked. That's it.
You have a two-car attached garage,
I do.
and you have a boat
I do.
that's stored outside already, don't you?
I do.
And you have a gravel driveway there.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a highly residential area. The Wolf Mansion across the street used to be a commercial venture, and now it's private. But
Correct.
all the houses up and down 700 are very nice residential homes.
Sure.
And I'm really I'm apprehensive about outdoor storage in a high-profile piece of property like this, highly rural residential. So I can say I'm not in favor.
Call for a motion.
You guys ready for a motion? Would you like to make a motion? I'll make a motion to deny this case. UV 2025-8. Make a motion to deny.
Now I do have a question. Oh, sorry.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second for discussion. Sir, you may ask your question.
So, what were you saying about the zoning across the street? Back to your question of what I would do if I denied it. I would rent the commercial across the street from my neighbor, who's already offered.
Technology, that's not commercial.
He had offered it, said it was commercial, and I could park him there.
Well, I don't think that's going to be a viable option. We're going to come back in this situation.
Well, now what about a fence? If you're worried about the commercial or residential area, how about if I put a fence up this spring, blocking the public view?
Motion's been made and seconded.
Does the board have any more questions? Any more discussion?
I wouldn't mind hearing what he has to say.
Sir?
Sure. I have no reason to decrease the value in the area. I also live here. From what I understand, before I bought this house, it was way worse than what it is now. And I would not be opposed to putting a fence up come spring, summertime to shield the public eye, if that's what it's concerned about.
Any other questions?
Anybody got anything else? Okay. Yes is to deny.
UV-2025-8, voting is as follows. Luther Williams, yes. Jim Clearda, yes. Marvin Brickner, yes. Motion to deny, 3-0.
Okay. Well, that concludes. That's the last case we have, right?
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Need a motion to close?
Yes,
Motion to close.
Second.
meeting's closed.